Hey guys, I've got a NAS. It's a 415 plus Synology. Just picked it up. It was working the other day and my Ethernet has died. I'm trying to fix it, but I found that this 100, I needed to put a 100 ohm resistor in there because there's a clock cycle that is causing problems with the lighting on the front of it, which I didn't know it's a actual manufacturer's repair. So that is going in there. So I'm putting it up that side. I'm going to solder on the other side. So it's from the earthing pin, which is the square pin in the corner, which we'll look at the bottom. The square pin at the bottom, and it goes to pin 6. So that's pin 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So going that way. So the end there would be, I don't know, 12 maybe. That one over here, 12. Anyway, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to solder that in. Then I'm going to check the battery and see if that's reading around about 3.5 volts. And if it isn't, I'm going to replace that as well. And hopefully that fixes my problem. But I've also found that there was a lot of dry joints on the board. So I have been soldering all the capacitor legs and cleaning them off with some alcohol just to clean it off. Not a very good job, but it's a job. So it's going to be done. So being an old guy, I soldered the first leg. I'll get the side cutters, cut them, and then I'll tin the other leg. And I'll make sure I tin the end of the actual legs, because that's what you need to do. It's good HRHS or NASA soldering apparently. I don't know much about NASA soldering, but I will give it a try. So yeah, it's... If we look at that, it should be able to, I'll just be able to solder that, resolder the top of the earthing. Pretty terrible job for me. We'll give it a quick close in. I don't know whether we're going to get that. Anyway, I'll get a toothbrush and some alcohol and give them a quick rub. Yeah, I've given it a quick clean up. It should be right now. And at the top, if you look at the top, that's how it looks. So I've got it nice and neat, and it's lower than the cap. So okay, that has fixed the problem with that port there. So it lost its timing. So when you press the button, you'll get a blue light and you only get a green light. You won't get all the yellow lights like you used to, and you'll get that switch turning on. So that's all fixed. So we're right to go to re-put it back together again. I've soldered all those joints, so I've fixed it all up. And I might even put extra RAM in it. It's only got 2 gig of RAM. That one is actually version 3, but it's double the speed. You only want it at 1,600 megahertz. This one is only 1,600 megahertz, so you need to switch it over. Now I'm sorry that I didn't show you me pulling it apart. I'm going to put it back together again, but you can find that on the line quite easily. And just take all the screws out. Just continue to take all the screws out, and once you've got all the screws out the outside, you just pop the plastic using a flat screwdriver, a small one, and just go along and do the bottom one. That'll come off, and then take all the screws out again, and then that will take, and you have to take 2 cards out. There's 2 card positions underneath that have to come out, and that's it. Okay, that expansion works. That extra 2 gig might give it a bit of more speed, and you hear a beep as well, 1 beep. So that's it. So yeah, girls and boys, let's put it back together again. Do not use anything that fast. Just use something that's around about that speed. Okay, I've got to guess that this is the right way around because it lines up with the holes there. So lining up with those black holes, and I believe that just checking, there's a couple of screws extra. I believe it was these screws that were going, these are a plastic screw that go down into there, if I can get it right. Okay, I've got 2 of them in. You've got to turn it upside down. The grooves go to the bottom, and these are plastic screws. They go in like that, and you screw them in. I'm missing 1 screw, but I'll probably have one in my box. So I always keep spares. I know my whole shed looks like a junk pile, but that's life. Okay, put the board in first, making sure that it lines up with the back bits, and try not to bend this bit here. You fix that anyway, and that will make sure that the switch is in the right spot and that you've got this firewire connection at the front, like that. This goes over the top to protect the board from anything dropping on it. Something like that. Boom, boom, boom. And that will cover that and protect it from things falling on it. So that is the solution. Next rocket science problem, putting the fans in next before you put anything else in, because it's got to go onto this board. Make sure you give that board a little bit of a clean. So put all the screws back in. I've lost one, but I'll find one later. And once you've got that in, you can put the side, your daughter board in. Once you find the daughter board, because I put it on the table, I've got to find it. Okay, put the daughter board in the side here, and then plug these back into their position, one at a time, without breaking these golden pins of loveliness. Okay, this is probably the worst design I've seen for a board. There's a screw there. You've got to screw this one in first, and then that one, and then the one at the back, but sometimes that doesn't line up. Or does the eSATA line up, although that's screwed in. If you need to use those, you're going to have to just adjust a little bit. Yeah, they're just made a little tin, that, so if they get bent, you're playing catch up with it. So I could probably use my flat tip to just adjust this a bit. Whether that'll do that, I don't know. See, it's just not wanting to play that game. And yeah, at least I got one that I can probably get to. The other one I can't. I might be able to bring that board up. Not sure, but yeah, not too happy with that. Probably could have done it a different way. 2 screws at the back. They should be the first thing you undo anyway, and they'll slip over the top of your clips for opening and shutting your bays. And once you put the 2 last screws in, you're finished. And Bob's your uncle, that's the end of this, except for that. So it's out. I don't know what I'm going to have to do with that. It's just, yeah, it's embarrassing, but I'll fix it later. I've got all the drives in. I don't really need that part at the moment, so I'll fix it when I need it. It seems to have bent the whole thing. Maybe it's actual plate. I might have to pull it apart again, but not tonight because it's getting late out there.